All right.
Chairman and admin, Michael Miller.
All right,
All right, yep, all
good
good.
to go. So I'd like to open this meeting of the select board for Tuesday, August 25th at the Robert Vassar Municipal Building. I'm Mike Ford, I'm a member of the select board, and we have all the folks here, so I'd like to go around and.
Yeah. Maddie Vassar, town clerk and select board assistant.
Eve Silverman, minutes.
Ron Graves, select board member.
Kevin Russell, Millbrook Road.
Andrea Henderson, Millbrook Road.
John Williams, Friends number 9 Schoolhouse, full-time resident.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
then we have Lincoln from Central Vermont Regional Planning Commission, and then also Mike Miller as a person of the public.
All right, I'd like to open this with approving the minutes for August 12th, 2026. We had a chance to review them.
Sid. I make a motion to approve the minutes of August 12th.
I would second that motion. Motion passes.
Yes, it is.
You get the sign though.
And our next item on the agenda is additions and deletions. We're adding an update from Sam Jackson, who's not able to be here for the GMJS orientation event that is happening on
September 11th.
September 11th.
9/11.
So we'll do that under other business.
We can also get rid of excess weight permits and liquor and catering permits, so you don't have any.
And are there any public comments other than what you're here to
No.
discuss? So seeing that there's no public comments, we can move on to the USDA award bid. And we have
Yes.
the proposal from Hallstrom Excavating LLC for the work on the watershed protection program
North Fayston Road.
on North Fayston Road, correct?
Lincoln, do you want to talk at all?
Yeah, sure. I'm just really here to answer any questions that you all might have. I've been helping out as the Regional Planning Commission sort of liaison between the town and the USDA Natural Resource Conservation Service. We did only receive this one bid. It did come under about $4,800 less than the engineering estimate, which is always a good sign. It sounds like Hallstrom's done some work for Fayston in the past. And really what we'd be looking for you all tonight is to authorize the chair to execute the notice of award and send over an agreement to Hallstrom. And if they sign that and come up with the required insurance and bond materials, then, if you could go one step further and authorize the chair to also sign the notice to proceed, then we could do it all in one fell swoop here tonight. And if there's any questions about the program and what happens from here, the responsibilities of the town, the responsibilities of the landowner, happy to take this.
Yeah, I've got a question, Lincoln, Ron Graves. So once we sign this authorization to accept the bid from Hallstrom, it goes, he signs it and then we countersign it. Is there, somewhere I read in there, I think there's a limited amount of time that he has to start the project.
Yeah, so once the agreement is signed, the contractor has 90 days to complete the work. As far as starting the work,
I thought it was like,
10 days might be from the signing.
so we would have to make sure that we have the funds in hand from the landowner before we actually countersign that contract.
Right.
And that agreement, okay, all right. So getting Hallstrom to sign it is okay, but we want to be careful when we sign it
Correct.
and make sure that he can start within 10 days, and make sure we have our 25%. Right, okay,
Correct.
I see it right, okay.
Yeah, and it is a lump sum payment to the contractor after completion of the project. And I want to say we in the document maybe it's 45 days for payment or something like that after the invoice comes through. It could be 30, but the way this program typically works is that the town would get the invoice from the contractor. You would pay that invoice, and then you could work with myself and Madison, and we would take that proof of payment along with the necessary kind of federal forms, submit that to the NRCS, and they would reimburse you. They have indicated that there is the option of getting in advance, but it doesn't sound like that is necessarily always going to be guaranteed. But if they wanted us to let you know that there is that possibility if you are in, a position of need to have the money fronted, essentially.
I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Right, it'll just clog things up.
Agreed.
Yeah, okay.
Great.
Like you
So
gonna,
anybody,
any questions?
no, I think I'll do so.
All right, so I'll make a motion to authorize the select chair to execute the notice of award and issue the agreement to Hallstrom Excavating LLC for construction of the Fayston Emergency Watershed Protection Program project. Upon receipt from Hallstrom Excavating LLC of the executed agreement, required certificates of insurance and performance and payment bonds, the select board chair is further authorized to countersign the agreement and execute the notice to proceed.
I'd second that motion.
I'm in favor.
I'm in favor.
All right.
Awesome. All right, thank you, Lincoln.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Sorry I couldn't make it in person, but Madison, yeah, reach out if for next steps, and I'm happy to help with the communication with Hallstrom if that would be helpful.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
All right, thanks all. Bye.
All right, well, moving right along, our next agenda item is the number 9 schoolhouse presentation.
PowerPoint.
Yes, so I have it.
Well, that's coming up. I'm gonna start us off here, I think. Kevin Russell, Millbrook Road, as I introduced myself, and my two colleagues to the right are Andrea Henderson and John Williams. And we are all on the board of directors of the number 9 schoolhouse. I think Jill Burley may be on the call, but I'm not certain, and maybe even Bob. But so number 9 schoolhouse, and there we are. Moving to the next slide. I want to just give us a little bit of a timeline. Are you running that? Yeah.
I am actually, Maddie said it,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah,
I just
that's
wanted
okay, no worries. So I'll start us off by saying, this timeline that I have goes back to 1892. And the reason I started there is the state legislature, very interesting, passed a law that all towns need to consolidate their schools into one district. At one time, Fayston had 10 school districts. This school served the school district number 9. And the building was built in 1903 to replace the existing number 9 school. And it was the schoolhouse that eventually became the schoolhouse where all the students went to the school from the town of Fayston until 1963, where it was the current school was built up on German Flats Road. And it was also at that time in 63 that Robert and Pat Burley purchased the number 9 schoolhouse on Millbrook Road for $8,000 from the town. And they started Burley Partnership, which is became a well-known and highly respected architect firm. And Bob Burley operated that with his wife Pat and daughter Jill and his colleagues until roughly 2021. And that was the time when Jill put an ad in the paper to sell the building, and I called her immediately and said, I'd like to come and meet with you and Bob and talk to you about my ideas. I live right across the brook from the schoolhouse. It's an important part of our South Fayston community, and I was interested in seeing what we could do to preserve the building as it is and to keep the character of the neighborhood the way it is. So I pitched the idea of starting a nonprofit. Jill called me after the meeting, said she and Bob talked and they want to work with me, and I appreciated that very much. So we dove in. And in 2021, we formed the Friends of the Number 9 Schoolhouse, a Vermont nonprofit corporation. And from 2021 to roughly 24, we kind of vetted the project with a whole bunch of people who's, I don't want to run down this list, but I mean, we really wanted to get a sense of the possibilities for the building. We also reached out to the select board and we had a meeting on September 28, 2021, so that'll be almost 5 years ago, to gauge the town's interest in the building. It's a high-profile historic building in the town. And we also reached out to the Fayston Historical Society. At that time, the Historical Society did not have the capacity to become a partner. We reached out to the Preservation Trust of Vermont and signed a cooperative agreement with them as a fiscal partner. So, and they also provided a lot of technical consultation for us. But during that period, before, we vetted the project, there was some deaths in the Burley family that slowed it down. Pat Burley passed away, and then Todd, their son. But in 2024, we really started to work on this, and that's when I recruited additional board members. And I'm really happy to say we would not be here today without Andrea Henderson and John Williams pitching in, and the three of us, along with Jill, have really moved this project along. So I'll just quickly run up to a point where I'm going to hand this off. 2024, we both robustly improved our board of directors, as I mentioned. Early 2025, we received our 501c3 nonprofit designation, which was really a good milestone for us. Each of us personally invested in this to get us to an opportunity where we could close the sale for the building and own that. So we weren't comfortable reaching out in the greater community until we felt that we had a good purchase and sale agreement and that we were going to be the owners. So we have skin in the game, along with Jill. But once we hired a really good attorney firm, Tarrant, Gillies and Shems, and we arrived at a really amicable purchase agreement where we purchased the building for at bargain sale at half the appraised value, and the Burleys are holding a mortgage, so we have reasonable terms on payback. So that was really, that was great. The contribution from the Burleys really made this happen for us and our effort. Also in 2021, we brokered the Northern Forest Canoe Trail as a tenant, and they became a tenant of the Burleys, and now they're a tenant of the Friends of the Mennonite Schoolhouse. So that's a really great nonprofit educational organization that was founded in Waitsfield by Rob Center and Kay Henry, former owners of Mad River Canoe. The first executive director of that organization was Kate Williams from Waitsfield, and now Carrie Thomas is the executive director, and she lives up on Glenview Road. It's really great. They're a great tenant. In September, after we purchased the building last year, we signed a lease agreement with the Catamount Trail Association. So we have two nonprofit tenants in the downstairs. And that's my timeline up to 2025. So we did purchase the building. We have a mortgage to pay off. And you can look through the slides and we can kind of fill in some of the blanks.
Okay, well, I think the slides kind of summarize what you just went through. If you can go.
Go to the next slide, okay.
Yeah, and actually, can you do it in slide view, slideshow? Is that possible? I mean, and if not, it's fine. Just
I think that works, yeah. It's showing both
I
slides,
don't
the
know
next
why
slide.
it's on my screen, it's like this, I
Yeah.
don't know why it's like
Well,
that.
it's fine. So, yeah, Kevin just went through all of the
Yeah, I guess I should have
details.
the fast forward button on that.
But we tried to make it a little bit interesting and include some pictures. So he didn't go into these details, which Kevin essentially, and a good friend of his did the lion's share, like 99.9%, right, of that work on the west side lower level. So, that's in progress, the top photo, and then that bottom photo, and we have, some bigger versions of that. That's what it looked like when they finished. And now Catamount Trail Association is in that space. It really looks amazing. Oh, sorry, could you just go
Back.
flip back one, just
Oh,
one.
maybe.
So.
Nope. Sorry.
No problem. Oh, I like that.
That's the
Where's that? I
backyard.
wanna go into that waterfall right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay, so that was what was done in the fall of 2025. That lower level west side was rehabbed. What we'd like to do, I mean, there are quite a number of projects that need doing, but some of the more immediate projects are replacing the lower entryway roof. The ice kindly took it off for us. We didn't have to demo it, the ice took it. But that's a safety issue, and so we need to replace that for the entryway to the bottom, which is where the tenants, Northern Forest Community Trail, Catamount Trail Association, that's where they come in. They can, and after that happened last winter, they went in the front door. You know, and we had cones to, you know,
Prevent.
bueno, going in that bottom way. But that's our plan. There are also 2 bathrooms, one upstairs on the upper level and one on the lower level. So we'd like to rehab that lower level one and make it functional. It's not currently functional. And then ultimately open up the upper classroom, which currently has partitions, and we'll show you a photo of that. Jump ahead. These are a couple photos from our first schoolhouse workday and barbecue. You can see some of our esteemed board members there. Kevin with the red cap, John with the black t-shirt, John's cousin, Lonnie, with the blouse, and my partner, boyfriend, Kevin Dunn. In that picture as well. And then a number of people with the bonfire. There was a lot of brush cutting, chainsaws, overgrown schoolyard area. So that all got cleaned up. And then you can see Jill Burley there in the attic as we got going to clean that area out, as well as the upper level. It was really a great day. The next picture will show you what a great day it was.
Yeah, we
That's
had,
not even everybody.
we had 24 total people turn out, so
Really
it's
good.
quite a neighborhood project, really.
And delicious barbecue.
Yeah.
So we have another schoolhouse workday plan for Sunday, October 4th. It's up on Mad River Valley events. It's up on the Friends of the Number 9 Schoolhouse website, and on the B app. So it is Sunday, October 4th, 2026, workday 9 to 12, barbecue 12 to 2. Volunteers, neighbors, supporters are all welcome to the barbecue, and you'll see there. I don't know if anyone knows who that is. It is Dennis Hall, Babe Hall,
Oh, yes.
who is mowing and plowing at no charge as a donation of his time and services to the schoolhouse.
Another neighbor steps up.
Yeah.
Probably because he wasn't so nice in high school.
Well,
Does he
they
harbor
went to
some guilt?
school. They went to school at Number
I
9.
know, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, he has some great stories.
He's feeling better about it.
Yeah.
Giving back.
No, I think, you know, he and I just talked about it the other day, and, you know, it warms his heart doing it. He
Yeah.
likes doing it. And, you know, and as we were talking about it, like, it's, you know, it's a schoolhouse. It was part of the community. We want to bring it back to the community. But it's more than that. It's like bringing the community together around it, and, you know, having barbecues or picnics or, you know, whatever. It's a place for the community to gather. So that warms my heart, and I love that picture. Oh, and I took it. Okay. Can move on. So, Northern Forest Community Trail, Catamount Trail Association. At the moment, we do have one short-term rental in the conference room. So it's like a conference room, small boardroom area with a TV and some speakers, you know, very comfortable space to have meetings. Mad River Valley Community Fund is meeting there on a once a month basis. And then future uses will be determined by a zoning change of use, in order to have sort of community events, right? It is zoned, correct me if I'm getting this wrong, because I'm not a zoning person. But it's grandfathered in for the commercial, rental that it was.
Commercial
Commercial
space.
office space that it was. Yeah,
We
so
cleared that
building
with Jason,
standard,
just, sorry,
ahead.
sorry to interrupt, I just wanted to clarify that
Yeah.
zoning use, Burley's occupied the building as a commercial office space since 1963, prior to zoning. And then, currently, Jason has confirmed that we can continue to use the building as a commercial office building, as a grandfathered use. But for future uses, if we were to open it up for public events or have other activities beyond commercial office space, we would need to apply for a change of use through zoning. So we do intend to have an opportunity in the future to present a site plan, and pretty much anything we do to the building will require a conditional use review. Even if we just do renovations, because there's a lot of complications with the flood hazard overlay, and we're not prepared to discuss at length tonight, but we will be addressing it.
More lovely photos for you to enjoy, and then the committee. So we've formed these, in essence, two committees, because we're not quite programming and events, obviously. But we have our outreach, marketing, fundraising committee. We did, after our initial, fundraising on the board and friends, family, we did have a fall fundraising outreach to property owners on the Fayston grant list, which helped us to meet our first principal payment that was due in January. So that was successful. We will be continuing that this fall with the 2026 campaign to Fayston grant list individuals, as well as Waitsfield and Warren.
If I could add, we did send a letter and request for support to every property owner in Fayston. Probably sent 3 or 4 different to the town, because you own property. We're gonna call that list. But we were happy with the results. We had 104 discrete separate donors and we raised $45,000, which helped us pay our taxes and our principal payment. And the tenants provide rent that helps us pay for our general operating expenses for the building. So we're in a very positive cash situation where we have equity in the building with a bargain sale, and we have monthly rent, but we are going to need to raise significant money to do the restoration, and that's what this outreach is for. So
Next one.
Well, we have our buildings and grounds committee. So I think Kevin may not did share that we have the Support of Preservation Trust of Vermont. They did an initial building assessment in 2022.
yeah, 2020.
Which we then, vetted with different friends who might happen to be builders, et cetera. And so have, put together estimates of, what it really looks like in today's dollars, because nothing has gone down in price since 2022, to my knowledge. And certainly not those estimates. We do have some renderings that have been put together as to, what the renovations could look like on the upper level and lower level. And we are absolutely looking for community engagement input as we come up with these plans. Schoolhouse attic upper level cleanup, those are in progress. Courtesy of Kevin and Jill and John and Catherine and many others.
And me leading on a bunch of friends with trucks.
Yeah, that too, yeah. And then ground maintenance, we had tackled that at the first work day. We're gonna tackle some more of that at this second work day, and building community support.
I'll talk about the programs and events if you don't mind. We just have a TBD there, which really means, when we first got into this, everybody kept saying, well, what are you gonna do with it? What are we gonna do with it? And I didn't want to be distracted about what we're gonna do with it distract from the mission of actually preserving it, getting it in, control of it, so to speak, if you will. But the idea is to have a robust outreach to the community and considered dialogue among people that we've already reached out to on the possibilities for the space. Right now, we have sort of an umbrella mission for it, whereas it'll be a place for community to serve, learn, honor, celebrate, and thrive. It's kind of our underlying mission. So those are the umbrella concepts of uses that we hope to have in the building. And we'll be putting together, hopefully, a good committee to help us sort that out. So, but right now we have tenants, we have a plan to restore it, and we're moving forward.
And just, around that, like a
Yeah.
couple of ideas that we've talked about and have been suggested, or asked if we would consider would be, small art presentations, historical presentations, celebrations of life, community picnics, pop-ups. I absolutely want to do that, barbecues. Just, things that the community can gather and support each other around.
However, in the meantime, since we don't have a use for that we will probably continue to rent the space on short-term basis for various activities that meet our mission. Will not compromise the neighborhood and will help us raise some money to move forward. So, thanks.
More pictures. Yeah, that's from the back side, front side. Not too long ago. Okay, so this is a closer shot, close up of what it looked like.
So Bob used the downstairs for sort of leasing to various engineers and other designers. And so they sort of had a compartmentalized, there were partitions. This particular side of the building was where there was a conference room and a lot of samples that they showed clients. So in order to prepare for the Catamount Trail to occupy that space, we gutted out the partitions. And if you want to forward to the next slide, I think that's Harrison Snap, by the way. I want you to know he's first person I called. And he used to work for Weatherhill Construction. He lives in Waitsfield, a really great citizen. I've worked with him on the Mad River Path for many years. He's a very good friend of mine and very talented with historic preservation, hands-on. Go ahead, Madison. So that's sort of, we cleaned it up, we didn't restore those windows, we reconditioned them. They're functional, it's really working out well. That's a very, very nice place to work. The sunlight comes in there in the afternoon beautifully. You can see the baseboard heat, it's well heated. The Catamount Trail, they're happy to be there. And it's a space where they can have some visitation, for their business activities. Thank you. Go ahead. And then the upstairs has been, sorry if I'm jumping right in again.
No, it's fine. No, you know about
The
it.
upstairs has been, Burley's put these temporary partitions in. And what you can see is the lower half of that is homosote board, which is a very porous board that you can stick pins into. So they did a lot of stick pins with their designs and drawings, but the upper part of the walls are glass. So Bob had the wisdom of letting the light come in and work through all the spaces, but it also gives the privacy. So currently those spaces are still compartmentalized and could be utilized as a sublease to various entities as we determine. But I think the next slide has we did recondition one of the rooms. Oh, is that the movie?
It's winter time.
Oh, yeah, here it is. So this was just recently this weekend. We moved out all the drawing boards and I guess it's a movie, but it's not loading. That's fine.
Oh, it's not a movie anymore because the way I saved it, sorry.
That's okay, no worries. It's not a movie anymore. But anyway, that's a blank canvas right there. It could be a gallery space, it could be whatever. But so we're at a point where we're just beginning to make the upper floor useful. So go ahead, fast forward. I don't know if we have,
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
so there are some ugly parts of the building that need to be addressed, and thank you for, that was an old water line and drain for a kitchen that was downstairs, and that's in the area that we really need to go after and work at. It needs to be totally gutted and redone, but that's on our plate.
That's the only kind of picture like that.
Yeah, we didn't want to.
Overwhelming.
So go ahead, take over again.
Was quite a find. I love sleuthing these things out on the internet. So I found this. Now, the next couple pictures, don't be confused because it talks about number 8, but this is number 9 schoolhouse. And so it is on the state register of historic places, as are a number of Fayston buildings.
Yeah.
Right? I certainly wasn't here when all this happened. Are you part of this?
No, but I own a house that is on the Vermont coast.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, the rural resources.
Yeah, the rural resource, I'm not sure if it's commission put together a survey. I don't have I guess it would have been probably 87, 88,
says there.
is when this was, placed on the register. So the next page is just, each of the 4, and then after that will be another couple pages of that whole,
So this
the
would look
details
like
of
an
the building.
88 right there.
Well,
78.
yeah,
Oh.
78, I think is that
Oh, it's
picture,
78.
look at the cars,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Looking fine. Okay, we're gonna get it back to that. This is a page from the number 9 schoolhouse website. There's a news and notes section. So this is the latest news and notes from the other day about our October 4th schoolhouse work day and barbecue. And then this, you can see also on the website, like there's a good bit of information there and some cool links to historical information. But this is, essentially what Kevin took you through, of, what's been going on, a very nice summary of it. And that's all of us. We do have a vacancy, in case anyone is interested.
Yeah, this is our opportunity to pitch the fact that we do want to robustly also add more people to the board, but those committees are
Mhm.
where the work is being done, and that could be fun. It's a fun project. I'm speaking to the town.
Yeah.
And I've worked on that building the last few years. It was just something I really enjoyed doing because the sun is beautiful on that side of the brook. It's really a lovely space with the brook. When you get inside that building, you don't hear the road, even though it's right on the road. You don't hear the brook. It has a sense of peacefulness. Bob Burley looked at me when we were first meeting about 5 years ago, and he said, "Kevin, this has been the best place in the world to work." And it's a really, impactful statement coming from Bob, given that he designs some of the best places in the world. So, all right, that's our pitch. John, I don't know if you want to add.
No, I'll just finish up here. I'd like to thank you guys for your time. I'm John Williams, born and raised in Fayston, went to Fayston Elementary School. Part of my love and connection to this building is my parents taught at that schoolhouse, that they left the Moortown schoolhouse. They both taught here, and great stories of recess never ending till my dad's team won. And going out on Christmas Eve, maybe a few cocktails and throwing out gifts to the kids at their houses. Andrew just came to me this when he came in. I love this, the Fayston Times. This is about the Fayston Elementary School. They first built it, the new one. There's 36 students, grade 1 through 8, and the board members were Hannah Williams, my mom, Gussie Graves from Ron's mom, and Erlene Bragg. And they did spend $50,000 to build that school. So there's a little controversy about spending all that money on.
Isn't it 1 through 6?
1 through 8. Then they moved it 1 to 6 later.
Really?
It started off as a 1 through 8, as I believe this was.
Yeah,
Oh,
number
here.
9 was one.
Oh, here, but Fayston.
Space started off as a 1 through 8, and then went to 1 through 6, I think.
I went there the second year and it was 1 through
So it
6.
was it, maybe it was the
But
first
anyway.
year. So
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
a long time ago. So, and just to wrap it up, we hope to give the schoolhouse a meaningful future. We want to restore it responsible, create opportunities for the community for activities, nonprofit organizations, educational programs and gatherings. So that's our goal. And we certainly thank you for all your support now and going forward with this project. Spend the time and ask any questions you have for us about it. No. I mean, yeah. If you have any questions at all?
No, I spent an hour or so there.
Okay.
I appreciate your time.
It was fun.
We don't have an ask for today, but we are going to need, we need manpower and we need money. So, the manpower, I'm hoping we get some Fayston residents to help out,
Yeah.
and we're looking forward to maybe, getting some messaging out for that. We're the town, and we're gonna be intersecting with the town with the zoning. We also are working with the planning commission to put some more language in the town plan that's being revised for the schoolhouse. The Conservation Commission will have maybe an active role. The schoolhouse property is amazing, right on the brook. It's a riparian zone. The neighboring land to the west is a vacant lot that is the floodplain and the floodway, and that may be of interest for conserving that land in the future. And as we approach town meeting, we may come back for an ask. So thank you for listening today, and if you have any questions or thoughts, come by and see it sometime.
Yeah.
Okay,
Love
cool.
to.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you guys so much. And
Thank you.
well, off the record, it's funny, Andrea bought my parents' house.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, okay, you know, that,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's
I do.
fantastic. My parents were really
She
happy.
didn't know I grew up right across the road from that.
Yeah, I know, I remember. Yeah.
Well, it's really been a neighborhood project, and Michelle Hyde, I could go on about, Babe, we mentioned that, he plowed for us as well. So the neighborhood is stepping up to help out.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, thank you so much for you guys.
All right, so the next agenda item is the scheduled budget meeting with the Waitsfield Fire Department, which a proposed date has been September 15th at 6:30.
Yeah, I just
So
wanted to
Mike, I
ask.
think it's important, you have your hand on that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's.
I can do that.
Patreon, if you can make it, then I'm all for it, and I probably could make it too, but I think
That sounds good.
I think you know what's really going on. So it's,
Yeah, it's their regular
September
officer
15th.
meeting, so it's,
Cool.
yeah.
And, that's in between our two meetings.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's an off week for us, but
And do they have a time on it?
6:30.
6:30. That's probably better for you a little bit.
That works.
Okay, good.
All right. And then, so the next item is Gillespie Fuels and Propane's pre-buy contract. We will be doing the,
So it's three, right? Cause we have two here, cause it's the propane and the fuel and then the town garage.
right,
Right.
we're doing them all.
Where do we buy our pellets from?
It's honestly, I forget the name, but it's a place in Middlebury, I think.
Oh,
And they come in a big tractor trailer truck. I think it's something with,
I wonder why, cause Gillespie sells them too, right? For the big trucks.
oh, I don't know.
Oh, all right.
I think it's just something with, Dave.
Why, and then we have two fuels here?
Yeah, because there's propane, I think, right in the off, in the middle, like there's something for fuel when the
We got-
pellets aren't working.
We got rid of the oil though, right, and went just to propane.
Yeah. Cause the boilers now,
Whatever,
so.
yeah,
Or we switch, it's a switch.
I guess is it, or diesel, maybe one of them do we get diesel from them?
But we
It
don't
was a
get,
bit- it's
we
a-
don't get diesel phone because Chuck says it voids the warranty if we use.
Well, we get, the
No,
diesel,
we get it for the equipment,
we just don't get off-road,
I guess,
we still get diesel.
okay.
yeah.
That's probably what it is
That's-
then.
That's the third one, yep.
It's just, it's hard,
Mike,
because
you
it all
know
just
what we
says
did last year?
It is, we've been doing the cap.
The same, okay.
Shin one.
Do we have, who needs to sign that, Mike? Or do we just need? Just waiting for
Yeah.
You decide it.
What?
I
What
think,
do we just approve? You decide it.
yeah,
That's what I was saying.
if you would like, yes.
First and guarantee is on the second page.
Yes. Option one, customer signature.
Eddie, will we? For the,
Oh, I can get rid of.
if anybody's zooming,
So it shouldn't be in, once I stop sharing. It's in here.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess you can just make a motion and I can sign whatever. Whatever.
Make a motion that we allow Maddie to sign the pre-buy. for
I would second that motion.
Right.
And seeing that we do not have any excess weight permits or liquor and catering permits, we will move to item number 10, other business, which is the September 11th GMBS orientation. And this is a orientation hiking event that GMBS puts on every year for the students that are arriving to the campus. It runs from where does it start? Starts at GMBS, goes up Lincoln Gap, over to Lincoln Gap and onto the Greens, then across the Green Mountain to the Mad River Base area, over to North Fayston through the Chain Link Trail, then over to Duxbury and Moortown before eventually returning to Waitsfield along Common Road. This event has been held in the past, and they're reaching out now to do reach out to the town, and they're going to put out signage on the roads to let community members know. We will also be posting it to the MailChimp. And this is another touch that they will be on the road. So, on the 11th, look out for folks on the roadways in Fayston. And then read mail?
No mail.
No mail. Sign warrant.
Just.
These are all states construction.
Station. Calcium,
Okay, I've asked that before, I just didn't get.
right, it's not all the time. Awesome.
And with that,
Make a motion to adjourn.
I would second that motion.
I'm in favor.
Right.